find your market, find your customer, find the thing you're fulfilling first. Like, you need to find those customers and those clients first. And it's very easy to do online now.
In addition to that is picture yourself doing that for years and years in a row. Is that just a thing for now, or you really enjoy that? Do we follow what we believe, or do we follow what sells? Do we follow our hearts, or do we follow the money in my pocket, you know?
The Radium Podcast, episode 90. Oh my God. That's older than
me, for sure.
Than you, for sure. It's older.
I'm 88.
You're only 88? Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like 98.
Yeah, you look older, though.
I'm like 1,000,008.
You look older.
You look older. You look older than 1,000,000.
I'm a teenager, dude.
You look older than 1,000,000, dude. You're definitely getting old. Hey, so today we wanted to chat about something that I think is actually really prevalent right now. And that is diversifying your music career. Or any business that you're in, really, because, I think the thing we shall not mention starts with a C, ends with a D. It changed the world as we know it, obviously. I'm stating the obvious here, but the music industry wasn't ready for it. Touring artists, I've talked to a lot of artists that have been on tour and been making their incomes from we toured and we played shows, and that's how we made our money. We sold merch on the tours.
Right.
And it's kind of a bummer, man. Like, I was like, oh man, and what are you doing now? And they're like, I don't know. We don't know what to do. We had like this record that came out with these people, and then, Sony owns part of this record and that owns this. And I'm like, how much money are you making off streaming?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I don't know.
No,
few bucks.
I feel artists, they rely too much in what is hot and what the media tells them that is the way to make money. But they forget that back in the days, people would do everything to make money in music.
Yeah.
From, sell CDs, vinyl, playing concerts, playing other people's concerts, open up, for other bigger artists.
Take their clothes
sell
off.
merch.
Sex tapes.
I mean, dude, like Jay-Z.
Everything.
Jay-Z just got rich. It's not because they're his albums. It's because all the companies he opened up.
Yeah.
Facts.
No, it's all affiliated, marketing, and it's it's a lot of branding, and it's endorsement deals and all that, licensing, everything. So I think like the biggest thing to start with is first of all, I feel like for the people like having to struggle right now.
Yeah.
That's,
me too.
That's something I want to put out there. I don't want to ever feel like, I don't want anyone to ever feel like, we do a podcast or I give a tip of the day or something to posture or feel
No.
Hey, I'm better than you. I'm making money and I'm doing fine.
No.
That's the first thing I really want to make clear is that I feel that, like I've been there and I hit that. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. It's like, it happens to me every 6 days.
Yeah. There are cycles. Yeah.
Every 6 days. I'm like,
for sure.
Oh shit. How am I going to do this? This makes no sense. How am I going to make money? And, I would say like the number one thing people are overlooking in the music industry, especially, is they're not making content. They're really not putting themselves out there. They're waiting for their music video to be completely done, their art to be perfect, their music to be perfect, to drop anything. Yeah. And the truth is that you guys, I want you to know from personal experience that I did that for years and years and years. And I was broke. Nobody knew anything about me. I wasn't helping anybody. I wasn't putting out music that was good or doing anything, with any artist that was that great. But for some reason we get in our heads a little bit, I think, as artists.
Yeah.
Creators, producers, composers, we think that what we're doing right now, it matters to the rest of the world like it matters to us.
Yeah.
And I think it's almost
facts.
it's almost like an entrepreneurial thing, right? Like
Yeah.
we think like, we got this product, we got this service, we got this dude, I made this guitar, it's incredible. Let me tell you about all the details of the handcrafting, the nut, blah blah blahs, and the wood and the, oh my gosh, it's unbelievable, incredibly detailed.
And
like,
then where it comes in, we don't need this.
yeah,
We don't ask for this.
yeah. The marketplace is like, what? I don't want. Martin makes better guitars, or Martin can do that for like $600,
Mm-hmm.
and you want how much for it? Like, it's just not that important to the rest of the world. So, like, my first piece of advice to you, if I can give advice on this, find your customer and find your market first
Yeah.
before you decide you're going to go make a trap beat, or you're going to start putting up your music that, is from 2015 kind of type beats with Ja Rule raps on it. Like, find your market, find your customer, find the thing you're fulfilling first. Like, you need to find those customers and those clients first.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very easy to do online now.
Yeah. And I think in addition to that is picture yourself doing the same thing for years and years in a row. Is that just a thing for now, or you really enjoy that?
Right, exactly.
Because it's so easy to get caught up on trends again. Like we always coming back to the trends topic because it's trending.
Yeah.
But it's something that really touches us in a daily basis, creatives in a daily basis. Like, do we follow what we believe, or do we follow what sells? Do we follow our hearts, or do we follow the pocket, the money in my pocket?
100%.
So
there's a lot of things that I think that maybe creatives just aren't very good at, right? Like, we think what we're creating is just so good because I think the problem is that we see what's going into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And here's like a great example. I think this is I've done this maybe over 1 million times by now, like straight up. I'll be making a song, I'm producing a song, I'm mixing a song, or I'm writing a song, whatever it might be. And I'm using a technique that I've never used before. And I'm doing something creative with like, so I'm taking the profit and I'm going to run it through this, and then I'm going to filter it and do this. And I'm designing the sound to then do this. Like, just because you know what went into that sound, that bass sound, whatever you made, like the drum, the kick drum that you designed so eloquently and like spent hours on, doesn't mean that your listener gives any shits at all about it.
Yeah.
And that's really the truth, right? It's like, you don't even know, man, what I did to make that kick sound. And I think like the reason we do that as artists is because we want everything to be from our soul, from us, right?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't just go on Splice, I didn't just find a drum sound out of Contact. Well, guess what? Maybe you should.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, you should think about what moves you, sure. And if you're like into sound design, you should be a sound designer, and you should make kits, and you should make sounds and loops, and you should sell those, and you should make a business out of that. And maybe you shouldn't be a producer. Producers, they make products. They produce all the way through. They finish something to make it market viable. That's what a producer is. That's the definition of it. So if you're getting caught up in like your snare sound or the synth that you designed through, I used analog synths and I didn't use any VSTs and all this shit. I think you're in the wrong game. I think your passion really lies in the nitpicky and finagling stuff.
It's almost trying to add value through the process, not through the result.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So you want to show
that's
the
okay.
word.
That's fine.
That's okay, yeah. I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
we talked about this earlier. It's like, you don't need to be an entrepreneur. You can be an employee.
Yeah.
Like people, I think the Gary V fucking last 5 years of
romanticizing
entrepreneurship, like as if it's this great thing and everyone should do it, and fuck a boss and fuck a job. Like a job is just over broke. Like you guys, like, we got to get over that bullshit, and we got to get over all this garbage that's been thrown all over the internet.
Yeah.
Because it's depressing people. It's killing people.
Yeah. I was telling you about the story of this friend of mine. He was in a job, working for a startup. So meaning no clock in time, no clock out time. he was basically always working. The deadlines are kind of on his own, and he couldn't do it. He got fired because he couldn't perform under that structure. Like, he needs structure. He needs like 9 to 5. I know exactly what my goals and deadlines are.
Yeah.
Like, in a startup, you don't have that. Like,
No.
at Radium here, we have many things going on at the same time, and we try to make structures on things and processes, but many times we get hit by the head, like, oh, you know what? The market changed completely.
Right.
Now, like, something that we believed 3 months ago completely changed. Now we have to pivot. So it's really hard. Not everybody can deal with that. You know, it's hard.
Yeah, and it's, you're your own bank.
Yeah.
Like, you're
Oh my
like
God.
if you don't know how to create income and cash flow for yourself, then out of thin air. Like, if you don't know how to create customers, fans, people that are going to keep coming back, and also, like, the most important thing is if you're not really providing value, like real value.
Yeah.
Because what I think I did for the first, maybe 2-3 years of Radium is I thought about what I wanted to bring to the market and what I wanted to do and what I thought I was good at. Oh man, I'm so good at this. You know, there's no way, like, I can make way better stuff than other people on this. Like, the best product doesn't win, the most valuable product wins. Yeah. And the most perceived value wins. And just speaking on pivoting, because I really want to get back on subject here. Mm-hmm. When you think about what you've been doing for the last year, because really it's been about a year since, COVID hit and stuff, and it really kind of just destroyed everybody's touring schedules and stuff. Mm-hmm. When you think about this last year, do you think that it's something that you've learned from, or do you think it's something that's devastated you or taken you even out of the music business or entrepreneurship? And why? Because, like, the biggest question I want to ask is, and the reason I'm asking that question is because when you're an entrepreneur, that's the gig. The gig is to consistently and constantly find and develop new products, services, ideas, but put them and implement them as fast as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not about
100%.
It's not about being the idea guy. That's like a creative director in a corporation. Mm. If you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to be in business, especially music business, you need to be able to create new ideas, songs, merchandise, live ideas on your Instagram, Clubhouse topics to talk about, a podcast. Right? Like the Radium podcast is a great one. Mm-hmm. But just like you have to implement quick. Yeah. And you can speak a little bit about this, Will, because you work with me almost every day, right? It's like, what do I do with you?
He pivots all the time. I mean, I've been working with you 2 years now. Yeah. 2 years and a little more, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years and a little more than that. 2 months, I think. 2 years and 2 months. And
happy anniversary, baby.
Yeah, thank you. And since we first started, it's been all about implementing as fast as we could, because, as I said, the market it changes so fast that we couldn't just keep up with what we were doing in the beginning. I remember we were very deep on mixing and mastering and just doing like those surface level jobs for the music industry. Yep. And we started noticing that wasn't helping anybody. Right. Not even us, because
let's go deeper into that. Yeah. I think that's interesting, because here's what happens when you start a music business. You think, I love mixing records. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I do. Like, personally, I love mixing records. Mm-hmm. I've been mixing records for 2 decades. Mm-hmm. So I go, I'm good at that. Yeah. Let's offer that as a service.
Yeah, because I'm good at it.
Because
I know how to do it. Yeah.
And what we ended up doing was like, okay, so we need to get a whole structure behind the business of mixing and mastering, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to offer this service and we're going to fulfill this service. And then you get into the service and you realize you're mixing and you're mastering for people of all levels. Yeah. Right? So people that have no idea what mixing even is. They're
Yeah.
like, wait, so I just need mastering or I need mixing? They don't even know, right? They don't know the terminology. They don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So they don't value it. So they're like, $500? What? Why?
Yeah.
Why would it be
Why?
$500, right? And then you have to explain the process. And then we made pamphlets to like literally break down like everything step-by-step process. We've made videos. We've made, video tutorials on mixing, content, tons of content on it. And offering this product, this service that it's a service, you can't scale it. Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all,
It's
you
hard.
either charge more money for it and you take on less clients, or you charge less money and you take on tons of clients. So what we started to realize is that as you try to do something that you love and you're good at, and you offer it then as a service, in an art world where everything's subjective, people tend to think that whatever they do with their music is better than what you're going to do with their music. And what I found is that only about 40% of people really think, wow, what you did with the mix is way better than what I can do. Regardless of whether that's true or not. And I think the biggest reason is because mixing and mastering and the art turning into the commerce and the market viability, there's that gap where everybody has a computer now, and there's a huge detachment on what is market viable and what is making a song. So if you're somebody that doesn't understand what market viable is, you've never had a platinum record, you've never had a gold record, you've never worked on anything like that, you're just making your own music and you think you really got it, you're an artist, whatever. You're in a delusional state because you don't know what the finished product of what you're doing sounds like in a world where you're making great money, going platinum with it, right?
Right.
But then, I have platinum records. I've worked with platinum recording artists. I've worked on big projects, so I know what that sounds like, and I've been in those rooms. So for me, I thought that's a great product and a great service to offer.
Yeah.
When in fact, it was probably the worst thing to offer, right?
Yeah.
Because you're talking to the public. You're talking to people that just got a laptop. You're talking to guys that want to cut rap records or pop records that have never written anything that made them more than $100.
Yeah.
Maybe not even more than $10.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to tell them like, hey, hire me. I can make you a market viable product. And they don't understand that concept.
Yeah.
So you can't offer something, like I said at the beginning, you have to find your customer first. And then you fulfill that need.
Yeah, not only find your customer first, but also decide what's our mission. And I think our mission never changed, but the tools that we use to fulfill that mission. So right now, we just decided that it's easier, not easier, but it's definitely more. I wouldn't say easier. I wouldn't say. I don't want to compare like what it's the easy way to do things or anything, like, because we're definitely not choosing the easiest path here.
Oh God, no.
But what we just decided to do is just educate the industry first, so we can show them how important having the product in a good level it is.
Now here's the biggest battle, right? Is that, and I want to say this on the podcast because I think there's a lot of people out there dealing with this right now, right?
Yeah.
That have been mixing or mastering or producing for people for, and offering their service for 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
And they're like, or even 3 years, 2 years. I don't care what time period you've been doing it for. Maybe even longer than me, right? The biggest thing is right here is that what you're saying is like educating people. It's like, there's so many people out there that don't want to be educated.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're making, and hopefully this is the valuable thing you take away from this, when you're making a product or service in the music industry, you have to not think about what you think is valuable. And I think that's where it's really fucking hard, because you may think that you're really good at editing. You're like an amazing melodiner. So you're going to go sell a course on melodining, right? And you're going to teach the world how to melodine. You're only going to charge $20 for the course, right? Who thinks out there, by a raise of hands, or by a like and comment on this video that you can go and sell $50,000 in Melodyning tutorials to people that don't fucking care. Don't care if their vocals are out of tune. Don't give a shit about Melodyne. Would never buy the product because it's too expensive. Have Pro Tools 10 on their 2014 MacBook Pro. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not relevant to the industry.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's not a product or a service that the industry actually wants.
Yeah.
Therefore, when you go into the into the Shark Tank, or you're looking for investors, excuse me, when you go and pitch that idea, they're like, "How much have you sold of it?"
20 units.
$100 worth. And nobody cares. That's the problem. So you have to find things that are sexy.
Yeah. Thank you.
And what we've learned,
That's,
I found Will. No, like you have to find the things that are sexy to people. Whether you want to do it or you think it's important or valuable or not, does not fucking matter.
yeah.
And that's the music industry, okay? Like this is music industry 101. What you think is valuable and what you know people need does not fucking matter.
Yeah.
What's sexy and fun and cool, that's what matters for the music industry.
Yeah. No, 100%, man.
Right? Like,
I think, yeah, you touched the point right there.
I want placements, bro. I want NBA YoungBoy placements. I want to be him. I want to get a car. I want a Lamborghini. I want to make a beat that some famous rapper jumps on and I make a bunch of money off of. That's what people want. So what do you got to do? You got to make a product that's sexy. You got to make a following that's sexy. You got to make a movement, a culture, t-shirts, designs, fun stuff that people latch onto that think, hey, that's cool. I'm with it. I like the fashion behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And now how you think that comes back to our main topic, like how you think those two things relate. So the way you pivot, the way we pivot, for example, with Radium, how you think using that as an example to bring it the main topic here today, which is the diversification of the business. What do you think?
Right.
How do you think those two things relate in the music industry, in specific for artists?
Right, exactly. So the way that I think about it, like truly think about it, and the way that we implement it is that you have different levels to everything, okay? So when we're doing a custom production for somebody, we're also helping them with their marketing. I'm running ads on Facebook. I'm getting them streams through finding targeted markets and understanding the analytics and reading the analytics and using the pixel data and retargeting and washing out everything that doesn't matter to get honed in on what that song and what that artist needs, from the production to the mix to the master to the vocal delivery, vocal production to everything, right? And that tier is going to be like $2,500 to $10,000. That person's serious. They want to build a music career. They want to do 3 songs. They want to roll out projects. They want publishing deals. They want a future in music. They want to understand the business, the fundamentals of business. That person already has that education. They also have songs that are worthy of that.
Even if they don't have the money, they have the means to get the money.
They can find it, guaranteed. Because they have songs they believe in. They're writing good songs. They can produce at a certain level, a range in Logic Pro, Pro Tools, Ableton, FL Studio, whatever. They can get ideas down that are that's a great idea. That's a demo. That's great. I can take it to the next level. We can get a business going for you, right? That's one level of person that I talk to completely different and offer completely different products and services to, right? I'm not going to ask, Johnny over here that literally just got Logic Pro, thinks he's going to go make a hit and he hits me up because he wants promo. That's the funny thing, right? I need promo on my song, bro.
How many songs do you have out? Oh, one.
I got one. Actually, I put out a few projects. You check them out. They're all, I did everything. Oh, you did everything. Okay, cool. That's great. Not every, very, very small percentage of the world can do everything and make it sound great, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I wrote the song, arranged it, mixed it, mastered it, produced everything. Okay, I'm pretty sure I know what that sounds like. I usually do, right? I know where that's at. And there are some talented people out there. I'm not saying they're not. But it's usually like 75% done, right? And then they don't have any marketing behind it. And they don't know how to shoot a video. And they don't know how to make a album cover. So the way to diversify, getting back on topic, is that you have that pocket and you have to find those people by offering them and offering everybody an entry-level thing. Whether that's like a free thing, some help. I do live song reviews on Wednesdays and Saturdays on YouTube. We do content like this podcast. We do the plugin of the week. We do the mixing series.
Right.
We do the tip of the day. I'm consistently and constantly trying to educate people, not because I think everybody's so fucking stupid. It's because I want to find people that go like, dude, I was just having that conversation the other day with a publisher. Dude, I was just having that conversation the other day with an independent artist I'm working with, and we're trying to get to a publisher.
Yeah.
Dude, I just had that right? So those are the people then that hit me up and that we talk, and then I figure out like, where are you at, what's going on, and how I can help them.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, people in the music industry are lazy. We want to put a post up on Instagram and say, buy a beat, get two free. Yeah. It's 50% off. Everything's on a deal. Everything's a special, because you don't know how to market, and you don't know how to talk to people, and you don't know how to sell. Yeah. And you don't know how business actually works. And the truth is that business takes the long, hard patience of being a human being, creating great relationships, actually listening to people's music, right? Getting on Clubhouse and spending hours and hours and hours talking to people and answering questions. Getting on, dude, I do YouTube lives where I'm doing song reviews where I've done them for 3 hours straight.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Where I literally have to go like, hold on, guys, you guys cool if I take a piss? You get what I'm saying? Because that's important to me. And the truth is that I have to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours live song reviewing and helping people and giving them free stuff in order to find the people that I would want to even work with. Yeah. Whether 100%. They pay me or fucking not.
So yeah.
Right? So that's the industry, that's art.
Yeah.
And the truth is that art, when you're working in art, you don't want to work for a fee on stuff you hate.
Yep. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how much money you got back if it's not something you believe.
Yeah, go do a different job.
You're always gonna ask for more money because you're gonna be unhappy about it. So
it's not worth it.
Yeah,
I promise it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not.
You know, I mean, Radium's been alive for over 4 years now. Before that, I worked with Mark Mothersbaugh for 5 years.
Yeah.
Before that, I was working freelance and doing voiceover and doing all sorts of crazy shit, right?
And before that, PF Chang's.
And before that, it was restaurants, right? And still making music, right, on the side. But the truth is like this is a lifestyle thing. I talk about it all the time. Yeah. You have to be in it for the lifestyle, just like someone that's healthy or works out, you know, is like strong, looking fit. Like fitness is a lifestyle, you know? Being a guitarist is a lifestyle. Being a drummer is a lifestyle, right? Being an actor is a lifestyle. You don't like go like, oh, I don't have any movies or shows right now. I just stop acting. No, they're going to the theater. You know, they're doing stuff. They're doing reads. They're doing online reads. They're having fun with it. They're learning. You know, they're participating in the culture because that's what it is. Yeah. So when you're not selling records or you're not selling beats or you're not whatever, like you're still learning. You're like watching a tutorial or you're, you know, playing with a new synth. You know, you're putting new beats down and you're trying new stuff. You know, it's something that you live, you breathe, you eat, you sleep. Yeah. You know, when your girlfriend, boyfriend, your wife, husband is going, hey, babe, are you going to stop working? You know, they don't understand it. They think it's work for you. You're going, I'm just living life, you know?
Yeah.
You know, we talk about this stuff all the time, but the truth is that, you know, now I got the studio in the spare room at the house, you know, here in Hollywood, and I'm like, I love it. I love the fact that I can come in here, I can vibe out for a while. Yeah. I can come out, play with the dogs, you know.
Not get traffic.
It's important, yeah. I don't have to go drive, park, be stressed out. I could just feel a vibe, come in and deliver it.
Do you remember how many tickets you have back in?
Oh my gosh,
in Hollywood!
I got so many tickets, man. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
But you know, like this is the whole point, though. Like with pivoting, is that and it's not even about pivoting. I don't even like that word too much, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's diversifying, and it's finding new income drips and new streams of revenue.
Yeah.
And your revenue streams have to do with what you love doing. You're never going to make money doing something you hate. And when you do, that money will dry up because you'll get worse and worse and worse at it, because you're not really doing it because you love it. You're doing it because you got to make a living.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes for anything. I don't care if you work a job or you're an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm so tired of all the entrepreneur bullshit talk.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be an entrepreneur and you got to not work for someone. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I would love to work for someone. Actually, every day I work for someone.
Yeah.
You know, people pay me to work on their records, and I work for them. I'm not my own boss. And I hate that idea. Like, everyone, you got to be your own boss, bro. I'm like, the only thing that you do as your own boss is you pay your own fucking taxes. You get your own legal shit hit. You get invoices. You have to pay people. You have to take care of all the bullshit, and you have to take all the responsibilities. If you want that, then go for it. Be an entrepreneur, go hit it real hard, and just go brag to all your friends on Instagram. But it's really not that cool of a lifestyle, and it's very lonely. And diversifying that lifestyle is going to make you a lot happier. You know, getting in the room with
100%.
more people, working for more people,
Yeah.
collaborating with more people, getting other businesses to participate in what you're doing. You know, just anything and everything that takes a little bit of the pressure off of you as I'm the entrepreneur, I'm the boss. Like, being the boss is not as cool as you think it is. And most people, and this is statistics, right? Most people running their own companies and small businesses are failing in America. And not only that, there are very, 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 very few that make over $50,000 a year in a small business, right? So, and you could see it right now with COVID. It's like most of them just failed because they weren't diversified. They were sitting there going, I'm a restaurant. Now I can't have people in my restaurant. Now I'm over. It's done. Give me some money from the government. Like, yeah, but if you were making your own sauces and branding your own shit and and diversifying,
And being passionate about it, coming back to the passion.
yeah,
thing,
where's the
like,
passion? Like, why weren't you packaging your own stuff and distributing and you know, figuring out different ways, like delivery services and food trucks and doing different things to make sure that you were diversified, because you were just working a job. You were another entrepreneur in America, you know, that was failing and was going, man, I don't actually like what I'm doing, but I'm the boss and I got to do this. And then it comes time and your shit gets shut down.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's the truth is like, it doesn't, like, passion will only get you so far. It's disciplines and it's understanding, like, you know, I get some of this income here, some of this income here, some of this income here, and understanding, like, yo, if this happened, what would happen to my business? And if you can answer that question and it's like, oh, my business will be over, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Or you're not creative enough to be in that profession.
Well, no, I mean, like, a great example is like, oh, I make beats. Okay, let me ask you a question. If an AI came out from Splice, right, tomorrow and just made beats and put together all the samples and, like,
Which is already work.
but just did stuff that, like, you were doing, and you're, like, not really, like, popping, you don't have a big brand or anything, and you couldn't sell beats tomorrow, like, what would you do? Regardless of whether you're using funnels or not, I don't give a fuck about that, because it's just, it's all bullshit. If someone else is doing it, robots doing it for much cheaper, much better, whatever it is, like, you got to ask yourself those questions. If that happened, then what would happen to your company? Oh, well, my revenue would be cut by 80%. Well, then there you go. Your business is over. Like, if you couldn't be in the studio recording people and making tracks and having sessions, right? You know, tomorrow for the next 3 months, what would happen to your business? You have to ask all those questions. And I think a lot of people can just say, like, well, my mom and dad would pay for everything, right? Or the money would keep coming in from my school loans or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But you gotta be thinking about this stuff all the time. And
otherwise you're always one step from failure. Like, if you don't know, like, if you don't have a plan B, plan C, plan D, and I'm not talking about being on the fence about anything.
Right.
It's just, like, really be prepared and be creative along the other roles in your creative profession.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like you talk about that all the time. Like, how can you guys be creative with your music, but not be creative with your marketing, with your business models, with the
It's
way you
crazy
make
to me.
money?
That's
with
the craziest
your
shit to me.
artists. Like, what? You're an artist. Like, artist and always also comes back to the lifestyle thing. If you're an artist, it doesn't matter if it's music or it's art. Like, music is just a thing you decided to express your artistry. You know.
Yep.
Like, your soul is just that. It's just music is just one tool. How can you not be creative with the other aspects of your career? It's just, yeah, it blows my mind as well. Like,
Yeah. Well, I think that creativity comes from knowing,
yeah,
right? So
or not knowing.
well, that's the point, right? So like if you're a beat maker kid that just really wants to learn everything about FL Studio and samples and drums and hip hop and trap music and NBA YoungBoy type beats, but and I'm not even laughing at that. I really think like if you're that kid and you're so passionate about that, but you're not passionate about anything else, like you're doomed, right?
Yeah.
Because like you're not going to be creative about the marketing and the business side if you're not interested in it. If it's not like going back to what we were talking about earlier, if it's not sexy,
Yeah.
right? It's not appealing to you.
Yeah.
Like you don't need money. Your parents pay for everything.
Yeah.
You don't need money because it just somehow comes to you, right? Whatever it might be. So you don't really need a business. So business is not your passion. So you don't want to learn anything about business.
Yeah.
And when you don't want to learn anything about something, then you get hit by it. You just say, fuck that. I can't believe the government fucked us over. And you blame it on other things because you just don't care about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's the key is like start. The most successful people in the world, 100%, are just very curious people.
Yeah. 100%.
It's curiosity is always going to serve you well. If you're curious about how things work, about how marketing works, about how labels work, about how publishers work, about how sync licensing works, about how my music makes money, how mixing works, how mastering works. If you're curious and you're constantly digging in and trying to find the right content to learn more about it, you're going to win. It's just inevitable. You just do it long enough, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the diversification aspect of it is only you trying to find new ways to fulfill that purpose in the first place. Because that door closed. Okay, let me find another door. It must have another door.
Because you're just curious.
Yeah.
Well, how do people make money with this? How are they doing that?
Yeah.
How are they doing that? And then when you start learning all these things, you start to get creative. That's the whole point.
Exactly.
It's like when you know a little bit about this, and this, you can then creatively come up with your new strategies that work together, right?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very, very good point. The being creative part, it's not, oh yeah, I was born creative and I know I have the creative solutions for everything.
Right.
No, it's just being willing to try and willing to try new things.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the way, you're going to notice, oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I didn't notice that I could do this as well.
Exactly.
And that's how the creativity is just fed, and that's
it's all experimenting.
Exactly.
It's like experimenting without feeling shame or feeling guilt or feeling any sort of emotional state. It's literally like, I want to mess with this and see how it works.
Yeah.
And then other people around you are always going to tell you it's not going to work, or they're going to have some sort of theory, or they're going to tell you what they think, their opinion. And it might come from jealousy. It might come that they didn't come up with the idea. It might come from, the fact that they truly don't think it's going to work.
Yeah.
But usually that's what creative people do. They say, well, fuck you. I don't need to do what you tell me, like Rage Against the Machine, right? Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. Like, that's creative. Like that's what we're about. Like creatives are about like, I don't care what you think might work or might not work. I'm going to try it and I'm going to do it my way.
Yeah.
And when I do it my way and I try it and it doesn't work, I'm going to be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'll fail. I'm all right with that. It's fine. And you can tell me I told you so. That's cool. But by the fifth time when it does work and I'm crushing it, then you are still going to talk shit. And it doesn't really matter to me because I'm a creative person and that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, 100%, man. Like the Beatles are the the best inspiration for that. Could you
Yeah,
imagine, like,
so many people,
if they
man.
kept doing the same type of music they were doing the first album, like they wouldn't be the Beatles, like,
I
at
mean,
all.
if Elon Musk like
Elon Musk,
just like stopped when he was failing
PayPal.
over and over and over
or
again.
even like when he succeeded and sold PayPal,
Yeah.
and decided, oh, that's it for me.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
we
good.
wouldn't have
We don't
Tesla.
need
have
super fast cars that are electric.
SpaceX and all that.
I don't need to be the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, think about that. Like, but that's the whole point. So, you know, I'm gonna wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
I think at the end of the day, it's like diversifying is about learning. You know,
Yeah.
it's about trying to figure out things and
not being ashamed to try new
yeah,
things.
it's you know, like, you know what, like, everybody's out there like trying to craft the perfect song, craft the perfect visual,
Yeah.
craft the perfect whatever. And then when they finally put it out and it flops, they just go like, blame it on something else, right? And then they stop. And like, that's the truth. And true entrepreneurship or creative thinking is just, it's 100% opposite of that. It's try, throw shit at the wall, mess around with it, tweak it. You know it's going to work. Keep tweaking it. Figure it out, right? And when it finally does work, you know, don't stop there, because creatives never do, right? Like, we find something that works, we hit it, and then we're like, how do we multiply that? How do we do another one, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. Like,
That's it.
Just keep pushing, keep going. But
And-
hopefully you guys love this. You know, I know this was a longer podcast, but you know, this is
all
like a
right.
deep topic.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love these deep talks, man. I for me, like, I'm here with my coffee, drinking, you know, just having a good conversation. For me, I can be here for hours. It's just, it needs to serve our guys there.
Yeah.
Our guys, the girls making music.
Our
But
guy
yeah, man.
girls.
But yeah, hey guys, go follow these guy here, Bradley HD Bradley. Wow.
Bradley.
Bradley.
That's the Portuguese right
Yeah,
there coming out.
that's Bradley HD on Instagram and X videos.
And xvideo.com. And then go follow Will at Will Martin's Music, IG.
You know it.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Drop a comment, show some love. Love to hear about more stuff that you guys want to hear about. And also, like, where do we go from here with the music industry? Like, what are you guys' predictions?
It's my drone.